What's going on YouTube? It's World Wrestling Everything here, and following the Raw review that I put up, I am now doing my SmackDown review for Tuesday night of SmackDown Live. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Right off the bat, we had it was a good show. You know, it was a lot better than last week's SmackDown. It blew it out of the water. In fact, in my opinion, like it was completely on a different level. Wasn't as good as Raw again, but I think SmackDown's gonna be a slow build, but it'll pay off in the end. So yeah, we started off. We had Randy Orton talking to Shane and Brian, and they had like security guards surrounding them. Basically, it planted the seed for Brock Lesnar to show up later in the night. I had a feeling. I posted it on Instagram that I thought Brock Lesnar might show up on Raw. I mean on SmackDown to, you know, attack Randy Orton. But so yeah, and then that went off. Orton walked away. Shane said how Shane had said like how he could have cost him loads, but like he thought it was awesome still. But yeah, Randy Orton walked away. The Miz and Maurice showed up and absolutely excellent heels. I love it. I love Miz and Maurice. But yeah, and then the turn. Brian said that there would be a triple threat match between Kalisto, Baron Corbin, and Apollo Creed. But he did apologise later on the Talking Smack episode, which was the review of it on the network, the review of SmackDown on the network, which I thought was a good extra thing. But yeah, so he booked the triple threat match with Apollo Crews, Corbin, and Kalisto. So and then after that we had Dean Ambrose saying that he was going to walk to the ring. It was the next thing on the show. Ambrose comes to the ring, starts talking, just really good, like convinces solid, like as a solid babyface. And I was like, yeah, that's awesome. Calls out Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler comes out. I like the line where he said, Ambrose said, "You're all show and I'll go, and I'm all go, brother." And then we had Dolph Ziggler saying that he started off in this business as a male cheerleader, referring back to the Spirit Squad, which I thought was funny. But one thing that I was saying from that I was thinking from that segment was, I couldn't tell personally if Ambrose was a babyface or a tweener, because he was like a babyface, but then he was just basically telling Dolph like he's a piece of shit, you didn't deserve it, and all this bull crap. But you know, I enjoyed it. It was good. It was a good exchange, and then we're seeing passion and fire from Dolph that I haven't seen from him in a long time, like years. I mean, like the closest we ever got to what the promo he did last night was probably the promo that he was cutting on Triple H, like in 2013, when like just before Survivor Series. Yeah, like that was his best work in years, in my opinion. And then he ended it with a Triple H line, and he said, "Because I am just that damn good." Ambrose walks away. This is something I didn't expect at all. Bray Wyatt shows up, gives him a sister Abigail, and I believe he just walked away. He didn't talk after that. Well, didn't walk away. His thing hit and he cleared off. Or maybe he did talk. I'm not sure. I'll know by the time I upload this video. But anyway, yeah. So Bray Wyatt showed up. You know, it ended up in a match later on that night, but I'll get into that later on, of course. We had the triple threat match with Corbin, Crews, and Kalisto, and it was a pretty good match. I really enjoyed it. It looks like we're gonna. I honestly thought Baron Corbin was gonna win. I honestly wish Baron Corbin had have won. Because I think Corbin versus Miz would have been a good story and a good match, and I think Corbin would have been a winner of the title. Like he could have held it. Whereas I don't think Apollo Crews could hold it, so it's pretty evident that The Miz is going to win. Crews isn't ready for a title at the moment, I don't think. But Corbin attacked Kalisto after the match, so I think it'll be Kalisto versus Baron Corbin at SummerSlam, probably on the pre-show. But yeah, it'll be good. That'll be a good match. Both of them will be good matches, but I just don't see them as getting beat off Apollo Crews, because Apollo Crews can't hold the title at the moment. The next match we had, well, I say match with quotation marks. We had Eva Marie and Becky Lynch. Well, we had Becky Lynch in the ring, and Eva Marie was making her way out the ring. And then Eva Marie got up on the top rope. She was like celebrating. She did that, like a shtick where she kisses to the crowd. And then she jumps off and injures that thigh. I mean, it wouldn't have made more sense for her to sell her shin or her ankle, but you know. One thing I'll say about Eva Marie is I absolutely love her character. She's amazing. She knows her character. She's got it nailed down to a T. In the ring, not great, but like as a character, like as Booker T says all the time, you don't need to know how to do this. You just need to look like you know how to do it, and that's what Eva Marie does. And she did really well in the entrance. She's like I said, her character is just incredible. And I think she really like understands, which is what a lot of people don't get. Like, you need to understand your character in wrestling, and if you don't understand your character, you're not going to get anywhere. And Eva Marie, honestly, she really does. So yeah, that match didn't happen. Unfortunate. Obviously, it was a work, but I wanted to say the match, but that didn't happen. And then we'll see the advertisement, and it comes up next. We've got American Alpha versus, like, making their debut from NXT versus the Vaudevillains. Decent match. It was cool to see American Alpha on the main roster, and I think when the tag team titles come to SmackDown, which there will be tag titles on SmackDown soon enough, they'll be a contender for them for sure. Next was the Cena and AJ segment. And I believe AJ Styles called out John Cena, and he came out. The crowd on SmackDown seriously seemed to love John Cena. I don't know if that's John Cena or if it's because AJ Styles is such a heel. It could be either of them, because I seen, like, obviously John Cena, that's why he started on SmackDown. But it could be both. But I think John Cena and AJ Styles really bring out the best in each other, and that's why they've kept the story going for such a long time. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I like the line what AJ Styles said, "I am the elite," obviously referring to Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, their Bullet Club formation. The Cena and AJ had an excellent exchange, like, and that was the best work I've seen from John Cena in years, like since The Rock, like since he had the feud with The Rock and CM Punk, and that was the best I've seen John Cena on the mic in years. So impassioned, it was so amazing, it was awesome. He said the WWE was, is, and always will be in my life, and that is obviously, like, he did say that. He said he'll never be leaving. Like, he was saying, like, The Rock, he'll never leave. Like, The Rock left for, like, other things. Cena said he'll never leave, no matter what, which is good. And I'm happy to say that. Yeah, Cena and AJ is going down at SummerSlam. That got announced. That'll be awesome. Like, I thought that would be a really good place to end it, and it'll be interesting where they go from there, because apparently John Cena's not going to be at the Clash of Champions pay-per-view, which is the SmackDown pay-per-view. Anyway, that ended. They had Randy Orton versus Fandango. And obviously, like, I didn't pay much attention to the match, you know, like, Randy Orton was always going to squash him. Then, obviously, there's security around the ring in case Lesnar came. Lesnar shows up, he's in the crowd, like, on the other side of the barrier, looking at Orton. Orton's like, come on, bring your ass in. Fandango gets up, turns Orton around. As soon as he turns him around, Lesnar hops the barrier, runs past the security, who really didn't look like they made any attempt to try to get Lesnar. And then he RKO's Fandango. When he turns around, he gets an F5 of Brock Lesnar. Awesome. brilliant piece of business by Lesnar and Orton. I'm happy they've done it. As I referred to in my video on about Raw, I think people are just really nitpicking when they're talking about cross branding. Lesnar and Orton are just people are just idiots, man. Like, Lesnar and Orton is going to be awesome, and this just adds to the story. Like, if they didn't have any build, obviously they're on separate brands. If they didn't have any build, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. Well, it would make sense, but the match wouldn't be as special as it will be now that they've had a bit of that build up. Even if that's all we get, an RKO and then obviously the F5. Even if that's all we get until SummerSlam, that just adds to it, in my opinion. Anyway, like, I could be wrong, but that's the way I feel. So yeah, that happened. We've seen Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar leaving together and then driving away in a car, and Brock Lesnar said, "I'm just returning the favour," which I thought was funny and an awesome line. Then Carmella came out after obviously what happened earlier with Natalya. She was on the SmackDown panel with Renee Young, and then Natalya came, interrupted the interview, challenged her. Later on, they're supposed to have a match. Carmella was walking to the ring, amazing leg work. Like, honestly, she must have learned so much from Enzo Amore when she was working with him. She was so good on the mic, but she got attacked by Natalya on the entrance. And it seems like without a women's championship, women's wrestling just isn't important on SmackDown. So they're not wrestling, and they need to. Like, I think that Alexa Bliss should have been on the show wrestling, but no. So yeah, they need to bring in a title, in my opinion, and that would really legitimize it. But yeah, you know, that happened. I'm not really bothered about Natalya as a heel. Don't buy it at all. So yeah, no women's match on SmackDown. We saw Dolph Ziggler backstage. This was ahead of the obviously the main event, which was Dolph Ziggler versus Bray Wyatt. We saw Dolph Ziggler backstage, and it looks to me like he's slowly turning into an insecure heel. Like, he was saying, like, I'm good. You don't believe me, and I'm the show you. He said screw you, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, which are obviously the faces. But then he went and won another match. Side note, it just looked like, I don't know if any of you saw this, but Dolph Ziggler went to do a schoolboy on Bray Wyatt, and it looked like Bray Wyatt wasn't ready for it. And when he went to do it, he like kind of like bent the wrong way, and it looked like he hurt his leg. And obviously his injury that he had before he went out was to his leg. It was a calf injury. So obviously he got on with the match, and it didn't look like it affected him. But I was a bit worried for a few seconds there. It was a great match between Dolph and Bray. Obviously Dolph Ziggler. It's good that Dolph Ziggler started beating people with a super kick rather than just, you know, just using it. But he beat Bray Wyatt with a super kick, which is good. But then after the match, like, Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler kind of like trash talking each other from outside. Like, Dean's outside the ring, Dolph's inside the ring. They're kind of like shouting at each other. Dean's on the announce table. And then Bray Wyatt, I mean, Dolph Ziggler gets attacked from behind by Eric Rowan, and I was just like, what the fuck? Why would you get attacked from behind by Eric Rowan? And it was like Eric Rowan and Bray Wyatt were like attacking Ambrose and Ziggler, and they were like fighting back and forth, and then obviously the Wyatts got the belt. But I was thinking, like, the only reason they're doing this surely is because Luke Harper's going to return right now. And he just didn't, so it's just like a two-man group of Wyatt and Rowan, and to me, that's not valuable. I didn't want that at all. I would rather see Bray Wyatt on his own, unless they're going to have Luke Harper, Bray Wyatt, Eric Rowan again. I don't want to say it. Well, I want all three, not just two of them. And if we do have just two of them, I'd rather have Bray Wyatt on his own as one of the top guys of SmackDown, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that. What was the last thing I'll say about that was like the Ziggler's new persona of like, I deserve this and all that crap. I love it. It's brilliant. I love the persona. So yeah, that was my thoughts on SmackDown. I did love the Talking Smack show, which was the SmackDown after show on the network. That was really good, and I'm guessing they're going to do that every week. I don't know if they're going to keep it the same co-host every week. I'm assuming Rennie Young will always stay there, but I don't know if Daniel Bryan will be the co-host every week. Maybe Shane, they may change it around. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to tell us what you thought of SmackDown. Go on my Raw video, tell us what you thought of Raw. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe and everything. Make sure to check out me SmackDown, me Raw and SmackDown thoughts on Instagram also, as well as everything else. Make sure that you just keep tuned in to everything, like all my social media links, which I will put in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.